Well, welcome there, folks. Welcome back to my channel. Hope all of you are still truly well and blessed by our Lord and Savior. Just look at it. It's an overcast, still sunny, still hot day here in South Africa. And yeah, the grass is a bit long, but guess what? Okay, you can't see it really, but believe me, it's becoming winter. The leaves are starting to fall everywhere. So we're soon gonna be busy with the blue bike, doing top end runs again, getting her ready for the top ends for this year. But yeah, this is not what this video is about. This video is about this turbo booster we're busy with. So yeah, in today's video, we get a lot done. There's still a lot to do, but yeah, with a bit of luck, maybe we can start there. I don't know. Hold thumbs, hold fingers, and yeah, let's get on with this video. Okay folks, you know how it goes. Before we get started with the video, quick shout out to all the sponsors or members of the channel. It means a lot, they all know it. So yeah, we've got one mover and shaker this week. We lost one guy, and then Marius Hills, he went from nitro to turbo. And I can tell you, I've been at his house 2 or 3 weeks ago. We went to Happy Island and we Gold Reef City and stuff like that. And yeah, we kuiered lekker. So yeah, that's one of the perks. If you are one of the members, you can contact me, or we can stay in touch and become like Marius and I am good friends at the moment. Lots of the people on this list, Shane, I'm not gonna name names because I'm gonna forget someone, but yeah, if you're a member, you get perks. You can invite me to your house, you can sit on my lap, I can comb your hair. I'm not gonna do your nails or anything, but yeah, there's perks to be a member. So yeah, if you want to become a member, and you can join the normal aspirated class, it's cheap. You want to go higher or go to turbo, well, I appreciate everything. So thank all of these guys a hell of a lot. It means a lot. And yeah, let's get back to the action. Yeah, so where are we now? Yeah. Well, what I did off camera was I reinstalled the sprocket cover and the gear lever, side stand, all that groceries down there. I reinstalled all of these rubbers nice and tight. I can't remember, I did a lot of things. So yeah, we're quickly gonna go and do those throttles, and I don't remember if there's anything else, but once those throttles are done, we'll bring them back, put them in, check where the fuel pump will live and stuff. We'll put the turbo on, install all of the lines and stuff. And yeah, with a bit of luck, once everything is installed, maybe we'll start there. Let's just see how far we get. We should be able to get close enough to start it today. So yeah, we'll just hold on and let's see how far we get. Now, so yeah, folks, it's time. What is going on here? Well, let me quickly tell you before I do it, because I'm not going to show you everything. Got a new fuel pump, new fuel filter, the boost box, fuel rail, fuel pressure regulator. So all of these things need to work together. And then we've got a little baggie full of spares. Not everything is a straight fit. Some of the stuff is gonna have to get modified because For some reason, some of the stuff is imperial, some of the stuff is metric, some of the stuff is taper freight. So yeah, what I'm quickly going to do is I'll show you how I remove this old fuel pump, show you what we are left with, and then I'll build the new assembly, and then I'll show you how it all goes together, hopefully. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, and so to take the pump off, it's pretty easy. It's got four 6mm number 10 bolts on the side. You unloosen the hose clamp there, it goes to there to the fuel rail. You unplug it. We're probably gonna have to use this plug, so we'll cut it there so you can still put on a new one, and remove the vacuum line from the fuel pressure regulator. And then you can take that whole assembly and set it aside. And we aren't going to use anything on it. So yeah, the only thing now we're going to need to do is figure out how we're going to fit the fuel pump and connect the fuel filter to the fuel pump. And hopefully all these fittings I have. This is one of the fittings I have to make, so I'll quickly make it. I'm not going to tell you about it because you don't need to know. This one has a 12 by 1.5 and this one has a taper freight, and you don't buy here by us, you can't buy them. So yeah, I'll quickly make one and then we'll head over. I'll show you all the ins and outs before we get done. So all in all, this whole pump filter connection of mine worked out a bit longer than I would have liked it, but what we'll do is we'll install the throttles on the bike, check this whole assembly, make sure there's enough space for everything to clear and sit happily. Probably this is gonna live in here. I've got a clamp for this. Probably that clamp I'll cut off or not use, but that'll come over here, tightens over there. And then the fuel pressure regulator, already switched this one, so the fuel comes from the tank, goes through, so that one fitting goes to the boost box with the top injectors, goes through all the way to the other side, comes out, comes to the fuel pressure regulator, and then returns to the tank. And that side goes to the bottom injectors. So yeah, that's the whole box and dice of how it's going to be. But as I say, now we need to fit it on the bike and make sure there's enough space for everything to live happily ever after. So yeah, let's move over to the bike and see how this is going to look. Yeah, throttles are reinstalled, pump assembly is here, and yeah, I don't know. I've done this like more than once. I know they can't go in like that. Still, I did it like this. Why? So yeah, you saw me build this nice assembly, so I'm not going to show you how I redo it. What I'll do is I'll put it there, and yeah, I won't waste your time. Let's fix this. This is a whole mess, so yeah, I want to. Yeah, didn't even make it to 3. So yeah, that's the way it's gonna be. Gonna have to build a bracket to keep it in place and everything, but that's fine. We can do that. But probably it's gonna sit down a bit lower. Yeah, the harness. Took those 2 steel brackets off. Yeah, I think this should be good enough to put the fitting and stuff on. So let me start connecting the things, the rings and things, and yeah, I will show you once everything is connected how it all works. And yeah, let's build it and do it, and yeah, and stop talking and get it done. So I just wanted to show you while I'm busy with the fuel pump and stuff. Already had the 90 pipe welded on, and as you can see, the turbo is on at the moment. Checking my oil line. As you can see, it's still too long, so we'll definitely need to shorten that. But then I am also checking, you see that's too far, needs to go in like that. So marking the bend so we can have it cut, so I can have it welded, so we can get the bike started. So yeah, busy with 10 things at one time. Let me mark this and get it ready to be welded, and then continue on with this whole fueling and boost box and all that like stuff. Yeah, okay folks, so I said we're gonna have that welded, so that's in for welding, and I went on with this fuel system of mine. So this is how I'm looking to make it. I've got this nice bracket on the fuel pump that will tie there into the frame. The only thing I need to check now is if the tank has got a fuel tap or petcock at the bottom, that it clears everything. So we'll install the tank quickly and just check, make sure that clears. But yeah, if it doesn't work, we'll maybe move this somewhere. This fuel filter comes with this bracket, but I don't think we're going to use that. So yeah, that's what's going on there. If I need to, I can put 2 of these clamps. I've got this lovely black one here, and then I've got a new set of red ones if I need to double it up. Don't think it's necessary. One should be enough. The only reason I'm doing it like this is on the normal bikes I do it, I cut the breather, weld the piece on to mount everything to, and this is just a way to make it simpler. So yeah, we need to finish up the turbo. I finished the welding on it. So yeah, there you can see. Okay, but I'll take that turbo off now, put this back on, and then we'll reinstall that turbo for the last time. So we'll put all the gaskets, drain return lines, and yeah, everything that needs to be done. Put that on and this on, and we'll be done with the turbo. Then we can reinstall the radiator, add oil, make sure there's oil pressure, and I'm running away now, but yeah, so we'll swing the motor, make sure there's oil pressure, put the plugs back in, and yeah, then we just need to finish up that whole fueling system with the tank and everything. Maybe I'll show you when I put the tank on to check for that clearance. I don't know, but let's quickly first get that turbo off, get this on, get it installed for the last time. All right, I said too much now, so let me get back to work. Okay folks, last time you will see this turbo off of the bike. All the gaskets are in, return oil feed, oil return, everything is tightened. So yeah, we quickly gonna install this baby, and then the next you'll see she will be back on the bike for the last time. She won't be off after this. We will be putting fire gum and everything on her now to reinstall her for the, or to install her for the last, something like that. Let me put the turbo on and stop yapping. Yeah, okay folks, as you can see, the turbo is on, the boost pipe is connected. If I show you there at the bottom, the return line is connected, but the oil feed line is not connected. I ran into a problem back there, if you can see. If I put that other fitting on, it runs into the exhaust manifold. So quickly gonna go and buy a shorter fitting that goes right into the turbo. That should make life a bit easier. So I'll buy that and install that, and then We must still cut this boost pipe over here, but we'll install the boost gauge. Not the boost gauge, the boost box, so we can get the top injectors mounted, get the whole system, the fueling system mounted. We still need to put the tank on and make sure about that where it is living now. But as soon as we can get that oil feed line connected, then we can put the radiator and stuff back on. We can't put the radiator on now because it's that we need to connect that oil feed line. So yeah, let me go buy one and we can get on with it. Okay folks, as you can see, the oil line is on. Quickly want to show you. So this is the fitting that goes on the turbo with a gasket and fitting in. We struggled with this. It was hitting the exhaust manifold and everything, so they give you a second option. They don't give it to you, you have to go and buy it. But so I went and bought this fitting. So it's the same as the one in there, but it's got this thread on both sides. So what this essentially does is it can go deeper into the turbo and it gives you a little space. And if you check there, you'll see most of the anodizing is off on that little bolt, because even I needed to sand it at the top to get a spanner in to be able to tighten it. So yeah, that was a couple of hours worth of struggling. Yeah, I think Shane is laughing at me again, I don't know why. But yeah, that's difficult one. Then this hose, we cut another piece out already, put it in place and everything. All these bolts are installed now. I didn't have freight seal, so I used freight tape. I don't like freight tape, but that's all I had now. So then you will see the hose coming up close to the boost pipe and then going over to the compressor housing and into there. The only reason for that is not really for the air filter, but for the water pipe. It goes underneath and over. I'll show you now. Once I install this radiator, then you'd understand what is going on. So yeah, let me get that radiator installed and we'll get one step closer to being done. Sheesh. Okay folks, as you can see, the radiator is on, and yeah, I didn't build the exhaust manifold, I got it. So if you can see, the radiator is hitting the front wheel. Well, normally we just trim the covers a bit. You can see there it's hitting the exhaust manifold, the fan, and it is not even close to where it's supposed to be. And I'm pretty sure I won't be able to just trim the fan. I'm gonna have to install a different fan. So yeah, that's how it goes. I don't know if we're gonna start this bike in this video anymore. There's too many little things biting me, like that oil return line, struggling to get it tightened. And at least we've got I did fit the tank and I did the tank clears. So if you check there, and the fuel pump is connected in its rightful new place. So all we need to do is connect one fuel line there and then the one that goes to the boost box. But we've got an issue on the boost box. Let me show you. Oh. So the fuel rail doesn't connect to the boost box anymore. So I need to put something on to connect the fuel rail to the boost box. Okay, so you saw that. Now what I still need to do on the boost box, to give you a quick idea how much I need to figure out something here. There it's against the exhaust manifold, and there the pipe must go up like that. That's pretty much how much. And if you check there at the back where that bracket is and that bracket is. That's how much this radiator needs to go back. So yeah, I think what we'll first do is take off that fan and see how much space we have left after the fan is completely off, and then we can decide what fan we're gonna run. Alright, let me get this radiator off again. Okay folks, it may not look like much, but I clearanced the living crap out of this fan. I even clearanced the blades, obviously, because the exhaust goes in here like my fist does. So I even trimmed off a bit of the blades. What we'll do is, if it works now, we'll whenever start the bike, make it go up to temperature and then start the fan. So if there's still points touching, it'll melt out of the way. And yeah, let me put this radiator back on, and then let's hope it's close enough now. Okay folks, so yeah, that's as close as I'm gonna get it. You check down there, it's like 5 mils away from the hole. I can force it there, but I don't want to. The fan clears, it can spin freely. Here at the bottom, normally what we do is we put a 90-degree aluminum vent. So we lift this bottom hose up a bit so the air filter can go on. Because if you can check there, it's a bit in the place or in the space where the air filter goes. So I don't have a vent now, but I'll get one. So yeah, that's pretty much sorted on that side. Other issue we have, before we can start there, is on this side. I don't even have the wastegate on. I haven't even built an exhaust yet. And we can't really start it like this. You can, but it'll be too loud. So yeah, I did show you the pump is connected. So I'll quickly come make the fitting for the tank. So we've got that in place. Still need to cut the boost pipe to length so the boost box fits on. Still need to make a bracket for the top injectors. I still need to connect the fuel pump to the power. But yeah, we're definitely getting there, or getting somewhere. Yeah, okay, let's see what I can do next. Okay folks, so I kind of needed just a little win before I end this video. And yeah, so I went and fitted the boost box just to see, cut the boost by shorter so it fits. You will see it's got a dump valve. They wanted it with a dump valve. They don't really work on the bikes, but hey, they wanted it, I gave it. No worries about that. So the boost box fits nicely. It's not the one that came with the bike, it's a different one. It's actually the same but different. Exactly the same but different. The one I got with the bike, this pipe over here, was finagled, let's just say that. And I didn't want to bother with that. I used that boost box because it's exactly the same as this one. The only difference is the way the injectors gets tied in. So I need to use their fuel rail, but now my boost box, just clear a path over here, doesn't accommodate their fuel rail, but it's not a train smash. What I'll do is I'll use a piece of flat bar aluminum, connect it to these points, and then nice thick piece, 5 or 6 or 7 mils, and then the fuel rail will connect to that. So yeah, that's one thing that still needs to happen. Just put the injectors like this for now. They will just go in the holes. It'll be nice. Apparently they don't want to. Okay, but no worries. We'll just leave it like that. So I still need to do that. Apart from that, the fuel pressure regulator, again, I want to start the bike. I don't even have the fuel pressure regulator in place yet. But I still need to find some place where it's going to live. Probably somewhere in that range over there. And then just to show you how the piping is going to go. So you can imagine, just put that down. You see there's the fuel pump. So this one will go into it like that. It's going to come up to the fuel rail. We can actually do that. Let me just grab a little side cutter, because I hope you can see everything. This is where it's going to live. Exactly. I'll just turn it like that. We'll give it a bit more space, but cut it like that. Just clicks in. And I don't know, it's good for lots of bars. If that thing is in there, you won't get it out. You press it, it comes out, but otherwise the fuel pressure won't push it out. So on the other side then, I'm not going to cut this one to size. So fuel goes in, comes out on this side, and then wherever this fuel pressure regulator is, it'll obviously be shorter, but we'll tie into that, live wherever it lives, and return to the tank. The other line that's there, we'll get a normal hose, not this, don't know what type of plastic this is, but to the bottom fuel rail. The piggyback system works. The bottom 4 injectors will work off the normal computer box, and the piggyback system, the power mod system, will control the top 4 injectors. So yeah, still need to connect those. The bike can start and run with the bottom 4. It's only when it goes into boost when the top 4 will be working. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to use the old fuel pump hose to put onto this one, because I just don't know if I'll be able to get it in now. See, the harness is in the way, but it's not really in the way. It's just for me to get that bolt in. It's in the way now. Okay, I will do that later, but what's going to happen is this is going to be like there. The old fuel line, it's just going to make a loop, and the tank's spatchcock, something like that, lives here. So we'll make a nice loop and go into there, and then you can still lift the tank. It'll work fine and dandy, nice and beautifully. So yeah, we still need to connect all of the lines and stuff, the vacuum lines, and there's also a reference for the fuel pressure regulator and everything, but we'll leave it like that. So at the moment, we're going to end the video here. I think I'm going to move from Fridays back to Tuesdays. Tuesdays were my original date, and on Fridays all the big content creators put their stuff out, and I'm not a big content creator, so I rather go back to a Tuesday. So whenever you see this video, the next one will be on Tuesday, either the next Tuesday or the Tuesday closest to whenever this video gets out. So yeah, I've said all I have to say. Thank you all for watching this far. Sorry we didn't get the bike started. I wish I could, but yeah, you see how much I still got left to do. And I still need to build the exhaust on the other side. All of that will be done in the next video, and we will be starting this bike. So yeah, thank you all for watching, sharing, subscribing, liking, commenting. Hell, comment and hit a like. It helps a lot with the YouTube thing. And I hope the Lord blesses all of you. He blesses us more than we deserve. So thank you a lot, and see you Tuesday.